Hey guys, it's Maggie, Just Enough Eyes. Today I wanted to do a quick review, show you swatches of the new MAC paint pots. So I love the paint pots. I have a few of them in their more neutral colors. I think I have Painterly and Soft Ochre and like a purple one from a limited edition collection. But for quite a while I've just been thinking that they've been lacking the paint pots. In some neutral colors like the white one and some like neutral tones, but you guys know I love color. I love playing with color and glitter and textures and all that stuff. So I have been so excited for these to come out. I purchased 9 of them to try out in a variety of colors, some neutral, some more bright, a lot of matte ones, some with more shimmer. So in my swatches that I've done on my hand, I actually did one, like here you can see, with just a light amount kind of blended, so you'll see a more sheer application, and then this is like 2 coats thicker and more opaque. So because generally if I'm using a paint pot I would use a little bit and kind of blend it all the way out if I'm doing it like as a base. But you could also do like 2 coats if you wanted to use it like a liner. I've seen a lot of people do like graphic liners with these, which you guys know I'm all about. And sometimes I just want a little bit more opacity in general. But I would say some of these, the more shimmery tones, they feel a little bit more wet to me. And that being said, it could move because they're kind of a very silicone texture. It's like putting too much eye primer on can kind of crease. So I would be careful not layering too many of these over top of each other as they might kind of slip on each other. The matte ones are definitely more dry feeling. They will stick in place more. But yeah, I do love these and I would recommend them. So let's get into these swatches. Okay, so let's start with the first one called Babe in Charms. So this is a really pretty neutral tone. It's like a clear base with shimmers in it that reflect from like a gold to a coral pink. Really cute. I've done this on like a no makeup day, like with just a bit of liner and mascara, and I put that all over my lid. It looked cute. It was like sparkly, still very soft and natural. And yeah, I've also used that over top of an eye look to add shimmer and a bit of like a glitz and a glam kind of look. So that's a cute one. It is quite sheer though, so you can't even tell much of a difference between 1 coat and 2 coats. So keep that in mind, but it is a fun option to have. I just don't know how much I'll be using that as a base versus a topper because the shimmer is really pretty. Okay, this one might be my favorite, called Currant Affair. This is so beautiful. It looks like quite a deep burgundy, but when you apply it, especially when it's more sheer, it does look quite pink versus leaning purple, and that's the 2 coats. I love the formula of the matte ones. They are just really creamy, they're opaque, quite buildable, and this is one that would be great for like liner, graphic liner. It's such a beautiful color. I would definitely recommend that. And the good thing about the matte ones as well is you can always put a shimmery eyeshadow on top or a matte shadow. You can really play with it and change it to your liking. Also with these, sometimes I use my finger, or I start with applying it with my finger and then I'll use a more of a blending brush to kind of shear out the edges. So that's my recommendation for these. But of course, if you're doing like graphic liner, use a small liner brush. Next is Belle Epic. This one's kind of a burnt brick orange. It's really nice. I don't wear neutral shadows. I'm doing like a softer brown smoky eye today. So this one for me, when I put it on, I just want to put like a neon orange eyeshadow over top of it. But if you like more neutral looks, this one is a great option. And if you have like a warm tanned skin tone, this would be just really, really beautiful. I love the texture, the opacity. That one's really nice. Next is Sink to a Whisper. So this one is white. That's something I've wanted for so long because I feel like a white you can put on, you can put any color over top of it. It will create more of a blank canvas for you to brighten your skin tone. So whether you're quite fair like me or a slightly deeper skin tone, even to a very deep skin tone, this is a way to cancel out the pigmentation in your skin so you can put a lighter or brighter color on top. So you could do quite sheer or you can build it up to be more of an opaque white. This one I used to start my inner corner highlight. I did put rice paper over top of it, which took away some of the super whiteness of that today, but I do really like that one. I definitely want to create looks with that and really play around with it. Next is Contemplative State, and this one is really beautiful. It's a very like ochre type color, a very warm orangey yellow neutral. So really, really nice. Same thing as Belle Epic. Like, I think these warmer tones are just really nice. They really make eye color stand out. It looks great with a warm skin tone as well. And yeah, it's just a great base for every day. If you love yellow eyeshadow or brown eyeshadows, that's a really good one. Very blendable and opaque, so it'll really give you great coverage and lasting power throughout the day. Next is It's Fabstract, and this one's a dark brown shade. I tried this today on the outer part of my lid underneath my eyeshadow. I do like it. It is very dark and rich. So this is one that you could use as an eyeliner, for graphic liner as well. I did blend it out with a blending brush. Just be careful because it's so pigmented. Yeah, so I don't know. I do like that one. I guess in general, if I was doing a super brown smoky eye, that would be great all over the lid. If you are a deeper skin tone as well, this would be amazing. Super rich, and I guess that's the thing too, when I'm working on deeper skin tones, a lot of the paint pots were just so light that they would look so ashy and they really wouldn't work. If you have a deep, rich skin tone, this would be beautiful. It would be amazing. I've seen quite a few people also blend this out into like a smoky liner and everything. So yeah, it's nice. I've only used it today, so I definitely want to play around with it more. As I don't always do neutral looks, I usually like brighter looks, but that is a really nice deep brown. Next, okay, this must be my favorite. I think Currant Affair and Clearwater are my favorites. So Clearwater is so beautiful. It's like a robin's egg light blue. It is so pretty. It makes my heart sing. It's just so amazing. It's opaque, it's like brightening. And you could really do kind of more neutral looks, like a very soft blue, like the color of this paint pot, or you could put darker or brighter blues on top of it if you wanted to make it brighter. So you can do it nice and sheer, or you can really build it up. Okay, so the next two are the two that disappointed me. Honestly, I definitely like the matte formula better in these. So the teal and the purple I found were almost too wet and not as much pigmentation as I would like. So I don't know, that's my opinion. I wish these were like a teal matte and a purple matte, and I think I would just add shimmers on top of them. But for some people who want like a softer look, these might be good to achieve that. So this one is called Moss Definitely. It looks gorgeous in the container. It's a really pretty color. I just found that you really can't build these up very much to get more opacity. So that's one coat and two coats, so not even much difference there. I think over time, if you're using this, it'll start to dry out and get a bit thicker in the jar, like as months go by, and maybe then you get more pigmentation to it. You can definitely put eyeshadows on top. I did use these and they were okay once I put my shadows on top. But for me, it's just, you just can't get any better than the formula of the matte finishes. Next is Ultraviolet, which is really pretty, especially in the jar. But yeah, I have the same feelings about it. It's workable, it's all right. It's just not what I wish they could have been. Well, hopefully they come out with more eventually, like matte versions of these. But you know what, I'm gonna put some eyeshadows over those two to see what it will look like. Okay, so I've pulled out my art library palette. This is the It's Designer palette, which is really, really nice. I would recommend that. So I'm going to take the purple shade, which is Dark Room, which is a frost, which I just think is gonna look really similar. So I'm just gonna take that on my finger and apply it on top. So the paint pot gives it something really nice to stick to. Yeah, so right there, when you put the shadow on it, it can adhere to it and look great. Like, especially if I'm applying something to my lid and I want it to really stick, use your finger. It does amazing things. Okay, and then I'm gonna do the teal, which is Gallerina. And I'll do the same thing on my finger and apply it. It looks like a more blue teal, whereas moss definitely has more green to it. But what I love is the adhesion that you get with the paint pots. So it turned out beautifully, especially if you're putting eyeshadows on top of them, it won't be disappointing. But if you're planning on just wearing the paint pot and nothing else, it can just look a little patchy and a little bit sheer. But as you can see, those are beautiful now with the eyeshadows. So that's my review on the new MAC paint pots. I hope you enjoyed the review, the swatches, and my opinion on them. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe.